I just wanted to make a video showing how to get the Dolphin emulator up and running on Steam Link on a Raspberry Pi 3. Steam ROM Manager allows us to easily get our Dolphin and ROMs working in Steam's big picture mode. A link to this software is available below the video. So I'm going to open Steam ROM Manager and we're going to set up the configuration for to basically run your GameCube ROMs through Steam. So you select the path type as glob, configuration title, whatever console you're emulating, Steam category, again this little code, but you just, it explains it, but I'll just obviously be adding GameCube where the Wii is. The next step will be browsing to our executable file, which is the Dolphin app. I don't know where yours is kept, but it'll be wherever it's kept, you just select it. ROMs directory, again, just find wherever your ROMs are and point ROM Manager to that. Same with Steam directory. Users glob, that basically will point the type of files that will be in use. So in the case of GameCube ROMs, these are mostly in the form of disk images or ISOs. Again, the little I can always help you out in deciding what you need to put in for that. Command line arguments, you can just copy and paste from the program. And image providers, this basically just gives you a picture for your ROM, a little preview. And then we can save that. And we can preview it to generate the app list, and then make sure you save the app list. And also you need to make sure in this case that Steam is closed whilst you're doing this. Otherwise it just won't show up in Steam. Right, now we can open Steam and see if our ROMs are there. And yeah, they appear to be there. So there's some weird cross-hatching on this Agent Under Fire ROM, which I don't understand, and the reason it's all small is because I have Dolphin set up to 720p because it looks better on a TV. The next step isn't completely necessary, but basically adding Dolphin into Steam gave me a workaround to a problem I had the first time I set this up, which I haven't had since. But basically it's a problem that Dolphin under Big Picture was not, and on the Steam link, wasn't recognizing the Switch Pro controller as an X input, but rather as a D input, which meant that it wouldn't work with the Steam link. So in order to fix that, basically, if you add Dolphin through Steam and then you open Dolphin in Big Picture mode on your computer, you can select X input, and then you won't have any problems when it comes to the Steam link. But you just need to make sure that Dolphin is showing your Switch Pro controller as X input, because it just won't work through D input. Or if it does, I don't know how to get it to work with a D input with the pass-through. But in this case, Dolphin was correctly recognizing the Switch Pro as X input. So next step, we're going to install Steam Link on our Raspberry Pi. I'm not going to show you how to set up Raspbian because there's hundreds of guides on that, but it's just simply sudo apt install Steam Link. And then we're all done with installing Steam Link. Easy as that, really. Works really nicely. Right, now we're going to connect our Switch Pro controller to the Raspberry Pi via Bluetooth. You just have to use the sync button on the back by the USB port on the controller. Get that all set up. We are connected. Just open Steam Link. And then we'll go through Steam Link setup on the Raspberry Pi. So, scan for a computer. Just going to want this pin. Enter that pin on the desktop. And it should then start the network test. I tried it on Wi-Fi because the Pi 3 B Plus, which I'm using, has 5 gigahertz, but I maxed out at sort of 55 megabits per second, which was weirdly about the same speed as the 2.5 gigahertz connection. So I don't think that's my network. I think that's a limitation of the Wi-Fi card on the Pi. Right, but now we can just start playing. There we are. So the next step is to make sure that Steam Link starts on boot. So we can do that by going to the terminal and typing sudo nano space /etc/xdg /lx session /lxde-pi /auto start, so we can get into our editor. And then we simply go down with the arrow keys and type in Steam Link at the bottom, and then exit and save. But after this, what we need to do is to make sure that the Steam Link will, that the Pi will look for network on boot. This is because basically if Steam Link itself will always try and update itself on boot, and it won't work if there's no network, and it just won't boot into Steam Link. Plus also I'm just going to upgrade, just going to increase the GPU memory allowance. There we are. So now we should be able to see Dolphin working with the Steam Link. As I don't have any available Ethernet ports in my living room, I'm using a power line adapter. My connection with the adapter is at least good enough to max out the 100 megabits a second available on the Pi. Your mileage may vary, as the effectiveness of power line adapters often comes down to your in-home wiring. I've also been able to play some multiplayer via Dolphin and Steam Link using a DualShock 4 and the Switch Pro controller. The process for getting 2 controllers to work is much the same as getting 1 controller set up for Steam Link and Dolphin. Thanks very much for watching.